What is going on, everybody? Scary Spikes back with you again, this time with some more Rift coverage. Once again, thank you so much for being very patient. It's been a very long 3 weeks, I understand. I've been away for quite a while. I've been in China, as you've probably been aware if you've paid attention to some of my other videos, as well as the blog over at sspgaming.blogspot.com. Make sure to go check that out as well after the video. But I just want to thank you and just take some time to let everybody know that I am back, and I really appreciate your patience. So thanks very much for your patience. And what better way to get things started and get back into the swing of things here on the channel than with some Rift coverage. So let's get to it. We're going to be looking at the Cleric, more notably the Oracle Soul, available from the Dream Souls pack. So before we get started here, let me show you how to get your hands on your own Dream Souls. Head over to your Rift store over here and head down to Services. Scroll down a little bit and you will see the Dream Soul pack right here, available for 5,000 credits. Of course, if you are a patron, you're going to be getting a pretty handsome discount, so make sure you hit your patron status and get that first before purchasing, so you pay quite a bit less, and then pick up your Dream Souls pack and follow along with me in this video as we explore the Oracle. As always, we're going to want to hit N on our keyboard to bring up this pane here, basically showcasing all of our different souls. As you can see, Oracle obviously being the main one, along with Inquisitor and the Warden for a little bit of healing as well. This is a lot of utility here to be had, and it's actually quite easy to play, so if you're a new player just getting into the game, you're going to love playing this particular role. So let's go over to presets so I can actually show you the build. On your left hand side, you're going to have a vast array of different roles that you can pick, so we're going to go ahead and click on the Prognosticator. Bit of a mouthful there. And of course, as you can see, this is a support role for the Cleric, featuring the Oracle, the Warden, and the Inquisitor. Of course, 61 points in the first, and 12 and 3 in the latter two. And let's just go over some of the basics of this class, or this particular role. I feel it's actually really easy to play. I've played only 10 levels. Sadly, I don't have a higher level Cleric that I could show you guys all the stuff on, so you're going to have to experiment yourself a little bit. But check out the description below. I'm going to be linking some guides and some other content that's going to be able to help you with your Cleric, with your Prognosticator Cleric. So basically, the basic idea of this is you're contributing towards team fights and inside dungeons and PvP by buffing your allies and debuffing your enemies. And the way in which you do that is by using emblems as well as insignia. So a lot of your buffs, including some of the basic ones that I have here, like let's say the first two, basically they revolve around being able to cast stuff. So if you're not casting stuff, these buffs are not going to do much, but they stay on your team members or your group members, your party and raid members, and they don't do anything until you cast certain spells, namely I think insignias for the most part here. And then you've got some static buffs, which are always on and always have their effect prevalent, such as the Boon of Vitality here, which gives you some endurance lasting 1 hour, as well as the Armor of Devotion, giving you basically a little bit extra crit for all of your abilities. So that lasts 1 hour as well. So those are static buffs, and then of course these buffs up here, which we're going to go over in just a moment, are going to help you and help your team members each time you cast that particular spell. So without further ado, let's go over some of the basic abilities of the Prognosticator Cleric. Let's take a look at some of the key abilities here for the Prognosticator Cleric. We've got the Emblem of Ice, which deals a moderate amount of damage, but more importantly applies an emblem to the Cleric, which increases damage or healing of the next non-emblem effect by 5%, which is pretty cool. And then we've got our Insignia of Blood, which actually works twofold. It benefits from our emblem by giving us an extra 5% damage if we cast it after the emblem, and also it helps to fire off some of the buffs that we put on our party and raid members, such as Inquisition of Survival. This buff is actually going to allow us to let our party and raid members absorb 10% of incoming damage for up to 20 seconds and up to a certain amount of damage. So 10% and up to a fixed number. In this case, it's 36. This number is going to grow, of course, as all the other numbers will as you level up. So don't worry about that. But it's going to allow you to basically let everyone absorb a little bit of damage every time you cast an insignia. So in this particular role, you're going to be faced with insignia and emblem spells as your bread and butter, aside from, of course, all the different buffs that you'll be putting on your teammates. And some of those buffs are going to be just static buffs, such as the Boon of Vitality and the Armor of Devotion, but of course some of them are going to be situational buffs, such as the Inspirations. So whenever you cast these abilities, you'll be firing these buffs off, and it's going to be sort of like a proactive way to buff your team, which is really cool. This is still a very easy role to play. As you can see down here, it's just written as easy for the difficulty. The rotation so far hasn't been very hard, mind you. I'm just level 10. I do apologize that I didn't have a higher level cleric in order to show you some of these abilities, but there is a guide available right here. So if you click on that, it'll take you to a guide online, and of course I will also link to some more guides and resources online for you down in the description below, so go and check that out. And without further ado, let's get into some action. Just so you know, this is going to be a slightly different video than... Hi Tito! My cat just came. Sorry. So it's going to be a slightly shorter video, because I realize not everybody's got time to sit there for like an hour, 2 hours watching a video on how to play. I mean, I'm sure you'd rather just play the cleric yourself. So we're going to keep it nice and short and sweet, as well as the videos to come in the future. Just keep as much of the information that's relevant as possible and throw away all the filler. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of PvP, a little bit of instant adventure, and then we're going to wrap it up. So stay tuned for that. Alrighty, so here we are in Kingdom of Paladin, and hopefully we can find our teammates very quickly. Is the oh, what's going on here? Oh, looks like everything is just loading. Okay, so let's see if we can find our team members. There they are. So we're just gonna get some buffs going. And the really nice thing about Rift, as I've probably mentioned before, it's really easy to play with your friends, as you can scale up and down in levels. So you don't have to worry. We don't have to worry too much that I'm only level 10. I am going to scale up, but you know, let's get a heal going for ourselves. There we go. So the idea here, there's not much of a rotation, but basically you want to get your emblem going first, and once you've got your emblem, you want to cast your main spell that's going to be basically buffing everybody or activating the buffs on your teammates, which is the Insignia of Blood. So far I haven't seen any kind of AoE here, but it seems to be pretty decent single target damage. So we're just going to be doing some quests, going from one quest to another. Probably not spending too much time, but I just want you guys to get an idea of how the cleric plays. Like I said, it's a very, very easy role to play. It's actually a lot of fun, because it's a little bit of a hybrid in between dealing damage and doing a little bit of healing. And so far we've only got the mist here for healing, so nothing too crazy, but it's a nice hot. And of course you can augment that with the emblem, so let that do a little bit more damage. And here we go. We'll cast our Insignia once again. So this is going to activate our 2 buffs, or 3 buffs rather, that benefit from using the Insignias. So this is a really cool way to do it, and I'm sure I mentioned it before. Whoops, it just fell down. Fortunately we can just teleport. But really, really cool way that this particular role was designed. I've played other support roles before in the past, and it's mostly very boring. There's no real proactive way of playing the role, whereas here, it looks like we leveled up a little bit too, which is kind of nice. Whereas here, you're basically proactively buffing your teammates, which basically involves you a little bit more in the process and makes it a little bit more fun. So, I think we might go one more level, although it's probably not going to take too long. But let's just kill this guy here. We'll pop a heal on ourselves. Really cool, and we just gotta find our teammates, although I'm not sure if my teammates have actually crossed over yet. Probably not, because I don't see them. Well, I see them all the way over there, so let's mount up. And man, besides this video game stuff, guys, I gotta tell you, it feels great to be back. It's been a very, very long trip, and I've seen a lot of things. It's been a bit of a culture shock too, because there's a lot of things, you know, here in Canada we take a lot of things for granted. We don't exactly have the restriction of the things that we can do and the places that we can go. Mind you, over there it is it's a fairly open environment. You can still sort of do what you want to do, but there are a lot of restrictions. Namely, there are a lot of restrictions on the internet. So I'm not sure if you knew, but in China there are a lot of sites that are banned, namely Google. Yeah, figure that one out. Google is banned in China. That's pretty ridiculous. Facebook is banned in China. Dropbox is banned in China. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. I had to resort to using Yahoo, which I usually never use, to do all my online searches. And yeah, it was just really weird. But you know what? The food was great. The company was great. I got to meet some great friends and family of my wife, as well as do some good old tourism, some touring, and some sightseeing. So the only I guess advice I would have is, if you ever go to China, bring your own toilet paper, because there's none in public washrooms. It's pretty crazy, I know. And most of the time, very much like in India and Japan, the toilets are actually built into the ground. So it's really, really weird. You can't actually sit, and it's very uncomfortable for people that are not from that region. So there you go, a little bit of knowledge for you. But anyway, very, very happy to be back. I tried my hardest to actually get into my accounts from China, but seeing as how most of my accounts are all Google based, unfortunately it was impossible to do that. So I am still a little tired, still fairly jet lagged, so I'm going to be going back to work in a couple of days. Actually, I think not tomorrow but the day after, so starting to get back into the schedule very slowly. But it does feel good to be back home. I got to see my family and some of my friends, and I got to play some Magic as well last night, which was pretty cool. I didn't realize some of my friends were going to be at the shop that I usually play, so yeah. By the way, speaking of Magic, if you guys would like to see any live Magic games, definitely let me know. It wouldn't be too much trouble to bring it to you, although I wouldn't want to be doing it if I knew that nobody was watching it. So if that's something that you want to see, maybe some Friday Night Magic, some tournaments, or anything like that, definitely let me know. Of course, we're going to be continuing the Friday Night Magic series here on the channel, and make sure to stay tuned to sspgaming.blogspot.com, of course the official blog here, for all your latest news so you don't miss anything. And make sure to subscribe as well, guys. I can't believe that when I left for China, there was about 275 subscribers on the channel, if I'm not mistaken. There's 300 now. So you have no idea how much that means to me. And I just really appreciate it. It's really cool to see that people are digging the stuff that I'm making. And it makes me feel really damn good about myself and about what I'm doing for you guys. So thank you so much. Really, really heartfelt thanks to all of you. Really appreciate it. And of course, keep the suggestions coming. So if you have any suggestions about content for the future, such as reviews, previews, or maybe something else that you haven't seen, like let's say live Magic games, let me know. Let me know. If there's something that you would like to see, I would probably be, as long as I'm able to do it, I'd be very happy to do it. So looks like we're going to be leveling up very shortly here. I don't know if I'm going to stick around to do the entire quest because of the experience file here. We're getting quite a lot of experience. But there we go. We get to level up. And really, really easy, honestly. Just 3 buttons so far. We've got some points that we can spend. So let's just kill one more guy here. And let's see what points we can spend. Maybe we've got some new abilities. Let's check this out. So, okay. So, yeah, and actually one thing that I failed to mention before is if you're in a preset, as you're leveling up, or if you've already leveled up to the max level, you'll get these little arrows here. You can actually just click on spend all, and it'll spend everything for you. But I like to actually just do it manually, so that I know where all my points are going. So we're going to hit that and hit that. Or either of these abilities. This is an ability. Emblem of Pain, okay. And Deadly Insignia. Interesting. So this is going to increases damage and absorption of your insignias. Okay. Pretty sweet. And then we've got, did we get anything from that? Yes, we got another ability down here. Defensive Favor. Wow, it's another raid buff, so that's pretty cool. So this one says increase armor by 1400 and all resists by 50 on all party raid members. Allies can only have 1 favor at a time. So really, really cool. So let's go ahead and just accept that. Still got these tutorials turned on. I don't know why. I guess I haven't played for a while. So let's go with the defensive favor here. We're going to add that. Very cool. And then we're going to add our emblem. So Emblem of Pain. Deals some damage, applies an Emblem of Pain to the Cleric, causing the next non-emblem single target damaging ability to apply a stack of Agony for 15 seconds. Upon reaching 3 stacks, Agony explodes, dealing more damage as death damage, and clearing all stacks lasts 30 seconds, and it's instant. So really, really cool. I think I'm going to be using that instead of the Emblem of Ice. Definitely not as viable. I definitely like to do a little bit more damage, so we'll be doing that. Okay, guys, so with this out of the way, you got to kind of see. I don't know, did we get anything? No, didn't get anything here. With this out of the way, let's kill a couple more guys. We're going to be doing some PvP. So if you like PvP, stay tuned for that. It's just coming up right after. Whoa. Invaders defeated. Okay, so it's going to be coming up very, very shortly here. If you don't enjoy PvP, you don't have to watch it by all means. But thank you so much for watching. And if you do enjoy it, by all means, stay tuned. And we're going to get some PvP action for you coming right up. Alrighty, so we finally made it into some PvP here, and very curious to see how the Cleric will play. Although, to be perfectly honest, I think we're going to get absolutely destroyed because this is a level 10 to 19, if I'm not mistaken, Battlefront. So, being level 12, we don't exactly have any really good gear. We're just going to sort of wing it and see what we can do. But at least we get an idea of how this particular prognosticator Cleric plays in PvP. So, let's get started with that. Looks like this is the Hold the Relic game mode. Probably has a better name than that. I'm just making it up. I have no idea what it's called. So, this looks pretty empty. I think we've only got a few people on each team, and the wait was about 10 minutes, so I can anticipate, or I could see that there probably weren't too many people queuing up for this. So that's interesting, because I remember when I played probably about, well, not too long ago now, it was just a few weeks ago, right before I went on vacation. It didn't take very long to get a queue, even at this level, so it's really interesting. I'm wondering if we can mount. Yes, we can. So let's mount up. Are we not mounted? Yes, there we go. So I think my computer is very close to dying here. I've had it since about 2009, and I think it's been too long. I still run 2 video cards. I run 2 GTX 570s, but they're ancient compared to some of the stuff that you can get now. So definitely not too bad. Let's see if we can do anything here. Probably not. Like I said, I'm probably going to get destroyed, but then I'm getting destroyed by this guy here. Yep. And the one we were attacking just kind of turned tail and ran away, so kind of got caught and got face rolled. Hey, first blood. Look at that.
Quickly restore health and mana with drinks.
I gotta turn these off. But as I was saying, yes, this computer is quite ancient by modern standards, so I think I'm going to be getting an Alienware a little bit later on. And now I know what you guys are thinking. I know, it's Alienware, it's owned by Dell, it's a pre-made computer. What are you doing? Especially since I have the ability of building my own, and I always build my computers for my family, my friends, and whatnot. But there's a very, very good reason, my friends, why I'm getting an Alienware, and that is because I'm not paying a cent for it. Yes, that's right. So, and I guess on top of that, I don't really have much of a choice either. It's pretty much get the Alienware like custom built and just have it delivered to my doorstep, or get all the parts and have to do it myself. And I'm feeling kind of lazy. I don't really want to do it myself, so I decided that this time I was just going to have someone do it for me. I don't think I'm going to win this 2v1 battle here, but anyway. Let's see if I can heal myself a little bit. I don't think it's going to be enough. No, is he going to die? I think he healed, actually. Can't even see. Ah, so close. What, it was 2v1. I guess if I wasn't too busy trying to heal myself and kept the damage up, I could have probably at least killed one of them. But yes, getting a PC later this year, probably around October. Got some hookups with some friends, and yeah, looking forward to that. If you guys haven't seen it, by the way, Alienware has got this insane new design. I used to have an Alienware laptop quite a while back. I think back in 2000 and I want to say 2008, 2009, just before I had this computer. So I've always really liked the design. And to be entirely honest with you guys, I am not a big fan of pre-built computers. In fact, I really hate them. But what I really enjoy is that now that Alienware is owned by Dell, yeah, not one of my favorite computer conglomerates, but you know, their support is actually pretty solid. They have really good support, so you can't go wrong. If anything happens, they come to your house and kill them. Kill them. They come to your house, they help you out over the phone. It's a big enough company where they just replace stuff. They don't even care. They just make tons of money, so it doesn't really matter for them. But it ends up being pretty decent for the consumer. I've never actually had a Dell PC just directly from Dell, but like I said, I have owned Alienware before. Haven't had really any problems. I traded that for a desktop PC, which is the one that I'm using now. And funny enough, not too long after that, the gentleman that I traded with ended up having a problem with the screen. He said he called the number, they transferred the warranty to his name, there was no problems. So I'm just not even going to bother because I'm just going to get killed. And yeah, he was very happy. They came to his home and basically they helped him out. So let's kill this guy if we can. I don't think we're going to be able to, but at least we can fire off some damage. He's sort of in our neck of the woods right here, so negligible amount of damage being done here. Yeah. And he's got the relic too, which is kind of funny that he's I think he's got a pocket healer somewhere. He has to. I think it's this dude over here. But anyway, so I'm looking forward to that. Of course, I'm going to be doing a lot of work on the channel and on the blog, so hopefully the new PC will make it a little bit easier, a little bit faster to get all of my rendering and other stuff done. These guys are coming right up to our spawn, eh? They're not messing around. Come on, man. What do you got? What do you got? We should really take out the healer, but I'm not quite sure where the healer is. Yep, and we're getting face rolled. So with that, I think I'm just going to end it here, guys. No sense in dragging this out. But thank you so very much for being very patient as I have been on vacation for 3 weeks and going to get right back into the schedule. So there's a lot of good stuff to come. Keep it here for, obviously, Storm. Heroes of the Storm on Wednesdays, and of course Friday Night Magic. And do check out the blog if you want to know everything about what's going on the channel. The blog is pretty much your #1 news source. You can check that out at sspgaming.blogspot.com. Also, I write stuff about myself there, stuff like going on vacations, so that you can not be surprised when there's no videos for 3 weeks. So again, thank you guys very much for watching, and please of course subscribe. Make sure to share the videos with your friends. It does help me quite a lot. I've become quite inspired, as I've probably never been in my life, to do this kind of work for you guys because of all the great positive feedback. Of course, not everything is good. If there's something you don't like, make sure to let me know as well, all in the comments section below. And of course, you'll be left with a lot more content as the week goes on, so make sure to come back for that. So thanks again, guys. Have a great day. Have fun with Rift and all the other games that you play, and we will see you Wednesday for Heroes of the Storm, if not sooner. So we'll see you then. Thanks, take care, and bye-bye.